Hi, welcome to my channel. This is my second Christmas journal I'm making for 2023. I've had a lot of subscribers ask me for how-to videos, so the best that I can do is add clips, for instance, how I created the signature pages and how I did the spine. So if you can stay tuned till the end of this video, I would greatly appreciate it. And please add any comments or suggestions because those will be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much and stay tuned. So the first thing, I am starting with this altered book. I found this in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Great book, nice and sturdy. It's about an 8.5 by 5.5. I did block out the name of the book for copyright and also not to disrespect the author of this book. So I wanted to share that with you. And then I also wanted to let you know what I'm going to be using in the inside. So you know from my other journals, I like to do echo prints. These are just gathering leaves and then making these patterns. So thank you again for bearing with me, and we will go through this video. In the end will be a beautiful holiday journal. Thank you so much. Okay, I am back with the cover. Oh, it's kind of a mess, but I wanted to show you the bits and pieces that I used to put this together. So let me put this aside and start with the actual steps that I use for it. This is 1 inch. So what I do is, if it's 1 inch, I do either 3/4 either side, just so I can have plenty of room. And there's like an inch here and an inch here. So what I do is I'm going to glue this first. And when I glue this, I'm going to make sure that I manipulate it so it can fit snugly. And I always use a thinner paper with this because it's easier when you fold it. So let me go ahead and put some glue stick on it, and then I'll be right back. So I'm just going to push it down in the middle and outwards. And you know how there's a little bend in there? Just work with that bend when you're putting this paper in, because when you fold it, you're going to see how that makes a difference. And then you fold it over this way. Same thing, here's that little bend. You want to push it in a little. Push it in a little. The next thing I do is I make the front and back cover. I don't really have a lot of paper left, and I don't want to go buy a new stack of paper. And it's okay that the front and the back are different colors. To me, that doesn't matter. I guess maybe that's what makes me perfectly imperfect. So this is 8.5 by 5.5. So I usually cut an inch on each side. So this is 10.5 by 7.5. I actually use my own hands. I don't use a score when I fit it to fold. You can just use your hands and press down, and then it gives you a good idea where you want the folds to be. And then when, of course, you glue it, you're going to do the same thing. The only time I use spray adhesive is for the cover. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this, and then I'll come right back. Okay, I sprayed it, and you just lay it in like that, and you just push down on it. Now, you want to probably spray outside just because this spray has a lot of odor to it, but it's a good idea to go outside. I'm in my basement, so I can just go outside real quick and then come back. So see how nice that is? When I cut the corners, I cut at a really narrow angle. I don't like to cut like too much of a V. I'm just going to go ahead and use this glue. It's like a tacky glue. I don't know where I got it from, but I really like it. So let me go ahead and glue it, and I'll be right back. Okay, just put the glue on. I bought this little cute thing. It's like glue spatula, I guess you can call it, from Temu. I really like it because it just keeps your fingers free from being too sticky. And it's really easy to clean. So again, like I mentioned, I like to push these down first. Even though you notice some tears there, that's okay because it always comes back together. Because when you're going to be hiding all of this, and no one's going to really pay attention to that. So. Okay, now I am going to show you how I thread the signature pages. My color of blue is because I'm going to the Broncos game. Go Broncos, I'm a Bronco fan. So just an FYI, probably a TMI as well. So I sewed the first one in, and as I mentioned, I'm going to hide this side of the spine. So I'm going to put the strings this way, but I'm going to show you what I do and how I measure it. So the first thing I do, scoot this over. Here's my ruler. You can tell it's been used. We know it's 8 1/4 because the book size here is 8 1/2, and I like to do 1/4 inch from the sides and the top and bottom. Say right there is 8. So see my first little tick mark right there is on 4, and then I do 5, 6, 7, and then I'm going opposite 3, 2, 1. So I do like them to be an inch apart. So the way I measure them in the spine, so I know where the fold is. I know where it's going to be. I don't want this close to the fold. I want it to have a little bit of a gap, like maybe an 1/8 or maybe 2/8, depending on how many signatures you use. So see how you eyeball here and here is a center? So then I make my first set of marks. So I know here's a tick, I'll mark it here, 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 all the way across. And then for the other spaces in the middle, I just eyeball it again. Say, oh, that looks center to the, all 4 of them. So I just make the marks just following where those little pencil tick marks are all the way across. So then I punch holes, use my owl, because you want to make sure that you have plenty of room for the thread and the needle. And then as far as the thread, for this one here I'm using a green, it's just like a cotton thread. Okay, so once we do that, then we punch the holes in our signature pages. So we want to make sure this is nice and secure and tight. And then we just go across, get where little pencil marks are, and punch it through. I know this is boring, so I'm not going to do this all on video for each one. I'm just showing you what I do to get the pages started into the journal. And you just do the last 2 here. And then the way I sew them is you start from the top and you bring it upwards. So let's see if I could, I just don't want to bore you with trying to do all of this, but you just pull it up here from the top, from the back end of the spine, and you pull it up through that hole, and you leave a little tail. And how I measure the string, let me go back and tell you how to measure. Did I mention it's just hard for me to do 2 videos? Okay, so the way I measure the string is I just kind of go, okay, that's 1 and 2. So I just try to go a little bit over the size of the book or the length of the book. That's how I measure the strings, and then I just cut all 4 of them. So when you come up from the back, let me see my tail. I can leave my tail a little bit longer. And then I get the signature page that I just marked, and you can see here is on top, so that's exactly what I want. And then you just poke that hole through like this, and then you want to go back downwards for the next hole. And then you just make it really snug. And then the nice thing about this is you can manipulate the thread as you're sewing. Then you punch it in here through the back, and then this is going to start now fitting a little bit tighter because we're going to make it snug. I hope I don't get you dizzy with doing this. Now we go into the 3rd hole, push it through there, and then you get your signature pages, find that 3rd hole right here. You're just eyeballing it that whole time. Push it through like that, comes through. And then you just do that again, in, out, in, out. And then when you come to the end, I'll show you how you tie it. So, okay, I'm coming towards the end. I wanted to add a couple more things. Every time you're going in and out, you want to make sure that you don't go on top of the thread. You always want to go towards the side of the other thread, just because it just gets tangled. So you pull that through, and every time you pull it through, you want it to be snug. You don't want it to be too tight, just a good enough tug. So you come up through the back again, and sometimes you just have to pull it a little. And then as you go through again, you want to pull the thread aside, go on the outside of the thread, whatever string thread you're using. So I'm going to look at it here, see where it's coming up. You don't want to create a new hole, so you just want to, and that's coming up pretty good. So there you go. So this is how you tie the knot. Okay, you have a little bit of a thread here. You push it underneath that first stitch, pull it through, And then you want to, you know, tighten it from the front and the back, because you don't want that knot to come through. Then you go into that hole one last time on top of the string or the thread. And then you see as it comes through the other end, this is the tightest part because you've gone in and out a few times. Again, you just pull on it. Sometimes when it's tight, I have these little kind of like pliers, and I use that to help me pull it through. But anyway, that's done. One more time, you might want to tuck it underneath that thread or that stitch. Then you pull this off, and then you just tie a double knot. Then I'm going to show you what I do with these strings at the end. Like this. Yes, you're going to have this really kind of even kind of string on the spine. So whatever material you put on top of it, it won't bunge out. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but when we get to that step, I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the other two signatures. So I will be right back and when it's all done. So thank you. And I noticed that some people may not like this. They might think that that's off center. So you can always get another piece of the same color paper. As I mentioned, this is thin paper, and then you can just cover it again. And it's okay because it's just going to reinforce this spine again and just give it, you know, some sturdiness. So let me do that real quick. There you go. So now you have your spine. I'm not going to put these in yet. The reason being, I found this really nice material ribbon. I'm now liking Home Goods, and it's relatively inexpensive, $5.99, and sometimes they have Christmas sales. So what I do is I'm going to glue it in like this, measured of course, and then I'm going to have my ties. I do notice that it does fray, so I'll probably sew that by hand just so that way it won't fray on the tie. I'm going to open it up, show you from the inside. They're nice and straight, and they're holding the 2 pages per each signature, so you have 4 pages. Then you have this nice little gap here. Then here's the second one. So see how nice and clean it is? And that's the same case for all of these. So I wanted to tell you that while you're creating, you're going to change your mind a lot. You're going to see I'm going to change my mind a few times. So don't feel that you have to stick to a list. However, some people may have something written down and want to go that route. I'm perfectly imperfect, so I change my mind all the time. So the other thing I wanted to share with you are some of the cards I picked. Now, I have so many extra Christmas cards. One of the things I wanted to do, and I'll show you this real quick, I have some pages that have holes in it. So I thought, what am I going to do? Each one's going to be different. So I thought about this, and I said, what if I was to do something like this? And then I'm going to glue here and here and glue on this side. And then I'm going to put this Santa right here, and then it's going to be like a little pocket. So this is a cute little, you know, way of decorating it. And then I have just other ideas. The ones that I chose, I cut them to match this, which is 5.5, or I think 5 1/4. No, it's 5 inches. So I wanted to make sure, so I'm going to have a lot of pockets. And some of them I'm going to split. You can see I already scored this, so let me show you what I mean. So for instance, I'm going to glue it there, so you're going to have an opening on this side, then you're going to have an opening on this side. And then just some other cards, you know, right here, it might be just a flip. And then side flips. I just found these cards to be the cutest to add in this journal. And then I think somewhere, here it is, I think I'm also going to change the cover as far as what I'm going to put in the front. And you're going to see this in the end. But I really like this. It just says Merry Christmas. It's simple. So I'm going to probably layer it, and I'll probably put some ribbon around it. So I really like that. So I am actually going to decorate it offline just because it'll just take too long. It takes me forever to make a journal, at least 5 days. Friday, I'm going to try to have a new video for you to watch. So with that in mind, I'll go ahead and start creating, and then I'll do the flip through on the final product. So thanks so much, and we'll be back with you. Bye-bye. Junk journal. So I'm going to do a flip through, As you may notice that the spine changed. I used the same paper that I did for the signature pages, and that's part of that old scrapbook that I found at the thrift store. I added a different decoration on the spine. I think I did mention I was going to use this card, and it got wider. It didn't stick with the original 1-inch original spine. I made it larger into a 2-inch spine. So let's go ahead and go through it. I think I also mentioned how I wrapped this tie around the book so it could be nice and secure. Okay, so here on the inside, I changed the inside cover. This is the same as the front and the back. I just like that better than the first one that I had. And then you can see here, this is a greeting card. I thought that was cute. And I put a little bit of lace there. And then this pull out is actually a little place to add more photos. I did some washi tape. I'm not a fan of washi tape. You can see it curls here at the end, so I'm going to go back and find a better glue to keep that in. I'm trying to use all my washi tape because I'm just not a fan of washi tape. I don't know why I buy it, so hopefully I'll stop buying it. But look, I have more washi tape there. So I did add a lot to this journal. So these are just scrapbook paper that I have, and then this is a snowman that I cut out of a greeting card. Here's just a little folder. These wood pieces, I actually use some of my metallic pens to color them in. And as you remember, I had holes in some of these papers, so I just covered them up with that. On this side, this is from a Christmas card. I put these really cute snowman right there. And inside, just decorated, did some layering. This was actually a smaller greeting card. And then I put some washi tape here. And then I added just some side flips for you to add photos. So you can see like that. So there's more places to add. Of course, another Christmas card here. Another little pull out. This is from that vintage group I have that my cousin sent me. So that's really nice. And then here's just a little, I guess it's just going to be a flip because you can flip it over like that. And then I made a little pocket here. And then wherever this circle, half circle was, I put it here at the bottom. So just 2 tags to add some photos and some memories. And then on this side, here's just some of my scrapbook swag. Put photos there, some more wood pieces. Another Christmas card. And you can pull this up. And then you have another place here to add another photo. And then here's a Christmas card, and this one flips up. So places to put pictures here and here. And then this is actually not a Christmas card. I got this vintage cards from Temu, so I have a group of them, but this is the only one I used from that group. And when you open it up, you can see this is a Christmas card with a little snowman hiding, and then more places to add photos. And then on this little group, I kind of tied them together here just for a creative look. So you just make a little tie here and just tie it loosely. And then when you want to go through it, it's just a different creative style. I just thought I would add that in there. So when you open it up, this is a Christmas card. I did a lot of die cuts, as I mentioned in one of my video clips, and you just flip it over, you add your photo, and then here's another die cut, and you just flip it up, add some more photos. And then there's a little wood piece with a Santa Claus. Flip, flip. And then here's another one of those die cuts that are like lace, and I just like that because you can flip it up like this, add some photos, and it says Merry Christmas, and then it's from that Christmas card. And then here's just a simple layout and Christmas card. And then I actually used a Christmas card for this one too. And then you flip it up and add photos. I just love that door. And then this, we all like that fireplace during Christmas time. This is called a belly. So in this belly, if you pull this out, let me pull it out this way, it's another little mini journal. So here's tags. I had these tags, so I added it there. These are those vintage ones that I have. You can see the little ribbon ties up there, places to add photos. And then again, places to add photos, another little vintage tag I had. Isn't that so cute? I love these vintage cards that my cousin gave me. And then I cut out these presents from one of my scrapbook papers. There's a Christmas tree, and then there's the presents. Christmas card, another pull out. And then I added lace across the top of this page. And for my last video, I was going through the vintage cards I had, and this came out, and I said I need to do something with it, so I added it to this journal. Place to journal your memories here, just a simple layout. And then here's from that vintage group too, just a cute Christmas tree. And then this was neat. I like to do this split between 2 pages. So this is from my scrapbook paper. So I scored it so you can turn, and then you could turn like that. And there's Santa Claus, and that's from my washi tape. It says Merry Christmas. And then a place to journal a memory. And then, you know, those holes, I just had these little bling pieces, so I just added them there from my die cuts. Really pretty Christmas tree card, a little layout here. Another one of those tags. You know what I'm talking about? It says to and from. So I had some extra, and I just added it to the scrapbook. Added some lace, added a button. Another Christmas card here. And then if you notice, I've been putting it's just some ribbon across. So there, some really nice ornaments. Another Christmas card. I don't know what happened here, but I'll repair that. And then here's another little flip. Places to add photos. Place to add or journal the memory there. Just a simple layout. This right here is a negative from that die cut I had in the front. I forget what page it's on. Here it is. So this right here is the die cut, and so this is the negative from that. And I thought perfect to add a little pocket. So from that, here are these little, this pull out where you can add more photos, and you just tuck it back in. And then we turn. I like this. I think I mentioned this in one of my video clips. I just like this Santa, and he's whispering or he's saying shh. And then here's this card where someone's sleeping. I don't know if you remember, they used to have these old Christmas cards that you flip this up and it gives you like something for that day, like a doll. And I thought this was so cute. And the inside, that's the saying or the sentiment of the card. And then I put a place here to add photos, and then also in the back. I just thought that was really cute. So I put that there. This is really neat. It's a Christmas card. And what I did was I scored it so you have one piece of the card on this side and then the other one on this side. So you open it up, and this is a little waterfall for more pictures, top and bottom. And then here to add a memory, and there's just that other snowman from the other page from that Christmas card I had. Just so cute. And then this is where I just put all of my extra edges from the paper and make a little pattern there. And here's the other side of that Christmas card. And then this is from the die cut. I just thought that was cute. And then this is actually some of my scrapbook paper, but I cut out this Christmas tree from one of my Christmas cards. And then added some ribbon there. Places to add photos. Close it up. And then that's another, like a Christmas tag, a to and from. I just thought those were cute, so I added it. And then this is the last page. And you know, I cut these Christmas trees out, but I left this blank just to add a photo. And that is it. So thank you for sticking with me throughout this longer video with my how-tos. I greatly appreciate it. As always, I love comments, so please add any and give me some suggestions. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider being a subscriber and hitting that bell so that way you're notified of my next video. Again, I'm trying to have a video every Friday, so thank you very much for staying with me. And I wish you a happy holiday. So thank you so much.